bureaucratic war against German Jews began in 1935 with the Nuremberg race laws. These laws define anyone practicing the Jewish religion or those descended from Jewish grandparents regardless of current religious affiliation as a separate race, one working in opposition to German interests. Jews were barred from schools and certain professions. This seed of intolerance and violation of human rights ultimately led to murder on an epic scale: the Holocaust. On International Holocaust Remembrance Day, the international community memorializes the tragedy of the Holocaust committed by the Nazis and their collaborators during World War II. The Day of Remembrance was designated by the United Nations General Assembly in 2005. January 27th is the day the Soviet Army's 100th and 322nd Divisions liberated the largest Nazi extermination camp, Auschwitz-birkenau. Holocaust is a term that, much like genocide, doesn't refer to a specific event in history. It is one group of people systematically killing another group of people based on a uniting trait, such as religion, ethnicity, country of origin, or another characteristic. Unfortunately, other genocides have occurred over the course of written history. At the heart of the observance, the UN urges member nations to develop programming with two goals: to remember survivors and victims of this atrocity, and to tell the history of the Jewish Holocaust, also called Shoah. In learning about it, they hope current generations will condemn any form of harassment or violence against groups of people based on intolerance. The Nazi Party was voted into power in 1933, with Adolf Hitler as their chancellor. They established concentration and re-education camps for political prisoners, intellectuals, sexual promiscuity, or un-German activities, such as listening to jazz music. As previously mentioned, the Nuremberg race laws set Jews apart as a separate race in 1935. These laws of intolerance led to forced takeovers of Jewish businesses and homes, segregating Jews into ghettos, and even sanctioned killings. Then on November 9th and 10th, 1938, Jewish synagogues, businesses, and buildings across Germany and Austria were looted and destroyed by both civilians and German military forces called Sturmabteilung. Kristallnacht, which translates to Night of Broken Glass, was also the first instance of Jewish males being arrested and transferred to concentration camps solely on the basis of their Jewish heritage. Over the next few years, methods of persecution became more widespread and violent in all German-controlled territories. Jews were the target of mass shootings and pogroms. Many were relocated in sealed freight trains to concentration and extermination camps where they were killed indirectly through starvation, untreated illnesses and forced labor, or more directly, in gas chambers and shootings. Approximately 6 million Jewish people were murdered during the Holocaust. This loss is comparable to the population of an entire state like Indiana or Wisconsin. It is easy to say that Hitler is the root of the evil of the Holocaust, but there were choices made by millions of people that led to this dark era of our world's history. It is important to read accounts from the time to see what it was truly like, not only for the persecuted Jewish people, but also those that helped them survive, and those that killed them. What can we learn from them? How can we stand up against harassment and intolerance in our world today? The Pritzker Military Museum and Library encourages you to seek out ways to learn from and remember the liberators, victims, and survivors of the Holocaust. Visit the museum and library website, the UN, or another institution like our partners at the Illinois Holocaust Museum for ways you can commemorate this important day.